If you're new to the MomMed S10 Pro, then this video is for you. In this video, I am going to walk you through all the different components that make up the S10 Pro, its setup, and how to use it. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. It really does help. And if you'd love more how-to videos, reviews, then please hit subscribe. All right, so let's dive on in and take a look at the different components that make up the S10 Pro. As you can see, it has very few parts, which I think is great. You have your pump motor. Now this is what operates your pump and creates your suction. You have a linker, a diaphragm, your collection cup, your duckbill valve, and your flange. So let's start to assemble this pump. You are first going to want to attach your diaphragm to the linker. Now it simply slides on the top, and you are going to want to push down to make sure that you have a really great seal on here. With a breast pump, the most important thing when assembling it is to make sure that you have really secure seals. This is going to make sure that you can get your suction working as best as it can. Next, you are going to attach your duckbill valve. Now on this, you can see, might not be able to see on camera, but there is a little arrow here. This lines up with the little arrow on the linker. Basically, you want to make sure that you have it nice and flat in alignment with the opening. So you simply push that on, lining up those arrows. Next, you are going to want to attach your completed linker into your collection cup. Now you can see on here that you have these little grooves. They align with the little nodules on your linker. So when you put that in, you are going to want to line them up, push in your diaphragm, and then make sure that these click into place. Now you can turn it over and make any adjustments if you need, and you can see that that's nice and in place. Next, you are going to want to attach your flange. Now there is a little groove or cutout in the top of your flange. This lines up with a cutout in your collection cup. Now this is actually your pouring spout, so it's really important that you line these up. If they're off center, then you potentially will get leaks, and when it comes to pouring, you are not going to be able to pour effectively. So roughly line those up, then push down your flange into the linker, make any adjustments that you need, and then push around the outside of the seal or the lip and push that nice and firm again around. Again, we want to make sure that we have a really secure seal. Once that is done, the last step is to attach your pump motor. So you will see that there's a little notch here for your pouring spout. You just line that up and then press down. And that is your completed assembled pump. Now, before we get started on pumping, one of the things to point out is that you are going to need to make sure that you have the correct flange size for your nipple. Now, MomMed provide a nipple ruler. This is great for working out what size flange you will need. Once you have that worked out, you will need to then make sure that you have the correct flange on your pump. Now, the default size with the MomMed is 27 millimeters. This is quite large, but they do also provide a 24 millimeter flange insert. If this is still too large, you will need to purchase a smaller size. Once you have your correct size, the insert can simply be pushed into your flange and making sure again you have a nice secure fit. Once you have your correct flange insert in place, next is to pop the pump onto your breast. Now you are going to want to make sure that your nipple is centrally aligned with the flange. And then slowly place that onto your breast. You're going to want to make sure that it's in a nice upright position. If you're leaning forward too much or backwards, potentially you might have some spillage. So a nice upright position within your bra. Once that's in place, then you can turn your pump motor on. So I love these are really nice, easy touch buttons. You can see that there is a power, a M for your modes, a plus and a minus to change your suction settings. Now, with this pump, there are 3 different modes. You can change those by simply pressing the M. Now, to start, you are going to want to have your pump on the stimulation mode. And if you listen to this, they are short, sharp suctions, and this is to initiate your letdown. You'll want to run this for around 2 minutes. Once your letdown and has happened and your milk is in flow, then you can switch to your expression mode. And if you listen to this, it is much longer suctions, and that's to draw out your milk for your pumping session. You can then change your suction level, which is here. You can increase it. There are 9 different suction levels, and you can decrease it by pressing the minus button. Now, I do recommend starting on a lower suction level. That way you can work your way up to something that is quite comfortable for you. But where I do think the MomMed shines is it does have a 3rd mode which is automatic. So you can click the mode and you'll see both symbols flash up, and this is the automatic mode. So this is really great for first time pumpers. You can simply pop it into your automatic mode and it will run through its programmed cycle. So you don't need to worry about switching between modes. You just simply pop it on, and when you're done, you take off your pump. You can see that there is a timer here which will track the number of minutes that you have been pumping for. This is really great if you want to adjust your pumping session or keep track of your pumping session. There's also the battery here. This will flash when it is down to no battery life left. Okay, once you are done, you can simply press the power button and your pump will turn off. Once you have finished, you are going to want to lean forward and then break the seal between your nipple and the pump with your fingers, gently sliding it in and releasing that suction. You don't want to just simply rip your pump off. That is going to be quite painful. So again, just slide your fingers in, break your seal, and then leaning forward slightly so you don't get any leakage. You can then remove your pump, and using your spout, you can pour your milk into your storage container. Once it's all emptied, you are going to want to pull apart your pump pieces, anything that has come into contact with your breast milk. You are going to need to wash in warm soapy water. The great thing about the MomMed S10 Pro is that these parts are also top shelf dishwasher safe. You can then also wipe down your pump motor if you need. While these are being washed, I also recommend that you pop your pump onto charge. You can simply move the little back bit there and pop in your port. It is a very easy to use pump. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments and I will do my very best to answer them. Hope this video helps. Thanks.